Busch has made it pretty clear he is dissatisfied with the performance of the young drivers driving full-time for his truck series team, Kyle Busch Motorsports. And there have been drivers that have stepped in and showed him up pretty much. So today we're going to be talking about the whole situation with KBM.
Lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the...
What's up YouTube, welcome back to the video, and today we're going to be talking about Harrison Burton and Todd Gillen, two drivers that are now full-time in the truck series for KBM and have not really lived up to the hype, and we're going to kind of discuss it because Kyle Busch has made it very clear that he's disappointed in their performances. But before we get into that, make sure you like, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into the video. Starting with the rookie driver Harrison Burton. As of June 18th, 2019, he has raced in 10 races of 10 races. He has a grand total of 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s, and has an average finish of about 10th, which I think personally for me, Harrison Burton, I mean, it's his first full-time season. He's ran probably about accumulatively about 20 races before that. He's got experience, but I think he's starting to get into the swing of things, and I think by the end of the season he probably will have a win under his belt. I don't think Harrison Burton is really to worry about, and I think he should get another year in the Cup Series. So I'm not hanging my hat on Harrison Burton at all. And actually in the 2 races he's raced in the Xfinity Series, he has 2 top 10s and 1 top 5 at Iowa just last Sunday, and he did pretty good. I mean, he had a really fast car. He had some issues with his pit crew. I think besides that, he could have maybe even been 3rd place competing for the lead. So Harrison Burton, I think he has a lot of potential. He's only 18 years old. You got to keep in mind his first ever Gander Outdoor Truck Series race was in 2016 at the age of 15. This kid is young. He's got plenty of time. Give him 2 or 3 years and he might even be a Gander Outdoor Truck Series champion. But yeah, like I said, just give him time. I think especially if you compare him to Todd Gillen, which I will here in just a minute, he's doing a lot better, and I think a win is just right around the corner for him. Burton's teammate, however, has not been so promising. In his first season, he raced 19 races, but there were some complications. It was technically a full-time season. He still, I believe, made the playoffs, but he had 9 top 10s and 4 top 5s. Now, you know that is the same amount of top 5s as Harrison Burton, and just 3 more top 10s than Harrison Burton, already in the first 10 races of this season. And that is alarming. And Todd Gillen this season so far only has 1 top 5, only has 5 top 10s. Well, I guess that's just 1 below Harrison Burton, but still, it's worse than Burton, who's in his first full-time season. And he is actually, I don't think he's never ran an Xfinity race, and he's just really just kind of there. I mean, he's just kind of like a filler. And I feel like there is a driver that is out there that is very likely going to replace him unless he does something drastic this season. And Kyle Busch has made it very clear that he is disappointed, and he didn't say specifically Harrison Burton or Todd Gillen, but I believe he was probably pointing more towards Todd Gillen, considering Harrison Burton is a rookie driver and seems to be improving week in and week out. I mean, Harrison Burton had a top 3 at Iowa, and I believe another top 5 maybe, or a really good finish at Iowa in the Xfinity Series. So he had a really good weekend last weekend, and I don't see any reason why he should be knocking on Harrison Burton. He's had a pretty good season so far. A win would definitely cap that. But anyways, Todd Gillen has not been looking too good, and I think there's a driver that could very well get the nod and kind of leave Todd Gillen out to dry. Driver was Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith made his Truck Series debut in the 51 truck just last Sunday at Iowa. Had the pole, led a lot of laps in the first stage. There were some issues with his radio, and they had to fix it, which then pushed them to the back of the field. Nevertheless, he made his way to the front, not the front, but towards the front of the field, and then he once again had some issues that pushed him to the back. Still finishing 8th place though in his first ever Truck Series race. He showed a lot of maturity and really impressed me in that race. However, he finished in front of Todd Gillen, who did not have any issues really throughout the race, and was just running in about the 10th place area all race. And yeah, maybe Kyle Busch gives the 51 a little bit more speed. I don't know why you would. Why wouldn't you give your full-time drivers the best equipment? And I don't think I don't think he would do that. I think we're going to go ahead and assume that he's not doing that, and assume that it's pretty well all equal equipment. Why is this kid who's never driven a truck before going out there and outperforming you, especially with the setbacks that they had throughout the race? And that is why I think Todd Gilliland just is not cut out for at least the KBM ride. I think he needs to go somewhere else, maybe get a new start, and maybe he can turn it around from there. But as of right now, I think Todd Gilliland needs to go, and I don't think there's that many people that can really prove that he needs to stay there unless he starts getting results immediately. And that is unfortunate, but that's just the reality of NASCAR. There's always somebody there's hungrier. There's always somebody below you that can take your spot, and I think in this case it's going to be Chandler Smith. I believe he has more races scheduled, so we'll see how he does in those races. We can't really base it off of one race, but assuming he performs as well as he did at Iowa, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't take over the 4 truck. Again, I just want to clarify, I don't want, Todd Gilliland's career to be over. I hope the best for him, but I don't think this is it. I mean, like I said, hopefully he can go somewhere else and perform, but I don't think KBM is really the situation for him. And as for Harrison Burton, like I said, I don't think that was really directed towards Harrison Burton, whatever Kyle Busch said. I mean, yeah, he hasn't won, but he's been performing very well, and he seems to be getting better and better week in and week out. So I don't see any reason why he would get rid of Harrison Burton. Burton seems to be holding his end of the bargain, but Todd Gilliland in the 2 years, yeah, he's come close to winning, and so has Harrison Burton, but he hasn't done it. He hasn't finished it out, and hopefully he does. Hopefully he turns around. Hopefully he's able to stay in that 4 truck, performing well, and to further his NASCAR career through the Xfinity and Cup Series. But at this point in time, it does not look very good for Todd Gilliland, and there are plenty of guys that will take that spot from him. But I hope it doesn't end up happening. I hope he does well. But that's all I got for today. Make sure you like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below what are you guys' thoughts on the current KBM. Do you think I was being too harsh on Todd Gilliland? Do you think Todd Gilliland can still make it work? Do you think he can make it through the ranks and get to the Cup Series someday? Make sure to comment all those thoughts down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.